I still have love for you, Tigerson. No, but no, all we were discussing earlier about how Cabbage was saying that it seems like some folks are just destroying stuff just for the sake of destroying stuff. And what seems to be going on there, it's like it's if you're going against your own self-interest, why would you do that? And is it just because we live in the age of the internet and we can? Just because he brought up or we were talking about like that whole baby it's cold outside thing. I remember when I was listening to Tim Pool, like when he was covering that, dude, I'm pretty sure I was listening to that when I went into Wendy's. I got some food and they're playing the Christmas music and I hear a song. It makes me feel very warm, makes me feel happy, gives me good memories. And it was Baby It's Cold Outside. And I'm like, do we really live in a world where I can listen to that story, hear this song, like take a picture of my receipt, post it on Twitter at Wendy's and be like, even from a centrist point of view, be like, baby, it's cold outside. Like old school rapey problematic tune or
Well, this
an American classic that makes me feel warm inside.
this well this outrage over Baby It's Cold Outside is just a manifestation of it's a symptom of something else. It shouldn't be seen, it shouldn't be isolated on its own, this controversy. That's what people, there's all sorts of things like this which shouldn't be isolated, which are being.
Right. Right. No, and here's the thing I would say. I mean, I think you would agree with me. Like there are actually major issues out there that should be addressed and often aren't because they're not sexy issues. But the thing is, I think what I'm trying to get at is like how much actual influence, like aside from just having disagreements on things, could some of the trolling community might be doing? Just because, like, if I'm just if the sheer fact that entertained my mind, I can almost guarantee that it's probably gone through other people's minds. See, for me, it's like I like the song and I like Wendy's, so it's like why would I go through with that? It's like some folks, it's like, well, if you really just want to troll and you just like to poke the bear, it's like it's the internet, so you can do
What
it.
you mean? You mean pretend to be outraged?
Oh no, no, well, that's the thing, dude. Like, even if I pitched it as like just asking a question, or even just acknowledging that that song's there, and maybe just hinting at that, if other folks on the internet see that, very often whoever gets there first and just starts saying stuff, like that's how conversations and basically that's how a lot of that stuff can get started.
So you think a lot of this stuff is people, well, being fake outraged
Well, I mean, well, that could play into it. I what
what is that you mean by trolling?
it, well, the sheer fact you're even putting, it's kind of like if all of a sudden you're tweeting at somebody and it's like you reference some key words, so you're not specifically linking to maybe an old tweet or archive or something, but it's like you're leading folks along the path. You're putting up out a bunch of digital breadcrumbs, if you would.
Oh, well, speaking of old tweets, there's this whole thing about Kevin Hart. So
Well, that was one of the
there,
things. Yeah, go on.
there have been all these research. Then people have been going through other celebrities, like you know, like oh shit, oh no, that's not me. Like what's the fucking name? Sarah Silverman and Amy Schumer, and found tweets where they might have said faggot, and essentially the people have come to the these progressive types have come to the defense of uh Sarah Silverman and Amy Schumer simply because the two of them have, or and Bette Midler as well, simply because that lot they can actually show their receipts of having signaled some allyship towards LGBT folk in the past. But the fact that people think showing these fake receipts actually means anything at all.
Well,
Uh,
we don't know they're fake. I mean, I think I
fake as in they don't actually do anything to make you a better person. Just saying, yeah, I support this. That as in that's what I mean by fake. I mean, they have
think everybody
really,
likes some nice words once in a while.
they
Yeah,
have,
it can
they
be
have really,
overshowered, but.
they have really said nice things, but it doesn't actually mean anything at all. It shouldn't mean anything at all. Just being a famous person saying, "Yay, I love LGBT people," blah blah blah. You know, it's just
Well, that's the other thing. Go on.
Tigerson. Um, we can say gay jokes. I assume that is part of freedom of speech. And some of the best gay jokes that I know of is because of my gay friends.
hmm Oh yeah. Oh, for fuck. Well, yeah. Most of the most obscene things come from a lot of these. Well, I mean, back in the day, it was originally these activist types who were doing a lot of the offending, and now the tables have turned, and it's
Yeah,
it's predominantly, the occasional
We're
religious.
cycling.
It's the occasional, I don't know, evangelical that might say something that would cause the nationwide offense.
Well, no, even growing up in the '90s and shit, man, like you still remember like a lot of like the religious context and stuff. Although the one
Oh
thing,
yeah.
dude, more than anything else, what really bothered me as a kid is like in the third grade, I believe, like I remember like we still had Christmas vacation, I think through the second grade, and then all of a sudden it's like you're sitting there in the principal's office and you're like, ooh, calendar. Wait, oh, we got holiday vacation. Well, I like holidays, but I'm like, I like Christmas.
Oh, you mean memes? You mean back in the day when it was 2 weeks when we had
I
holiday?
is that true? Is that true, or is that just misstated lore?
I had 2 week holiday on
Let's
Christmas.
let's go to our resident get off our lawn. Not
Hmm.
quite AARP member yet, but welcome NC. So, did Christmas vacation used to be 2 weeks?
Yes.
All right, we have an answer.
I always remember it being, well, for me growing up, it was about 3 weeks.
Well, you're over in Europe, so you automatically get an extra 5 weeks of vacation.
You're fucking like 20 years old.
I'm 22.
Christmas
Yeah.
vacation normally would begin the week prior to the 25th. So or the week of the 25th, depending upon when it fell.
We like to take our days off. Yeah.
For example, if the 25th was on a Monday, what you would see is the previous week, on the previous Tuesday, you would get off, and then from there it would go all the way through Christmas, through New Year's, and you would start instead of New Year's being extended to the 3rd or the 4th, you would actually come in on the 2nd, actually. So you wouldn't get the extra time. So it was just a matter of between the two.
Depending on
going to
how
be a
it
2 week period, depending on how it fell. Correct.
Yeah. No, because I do almost distinctly remember at some points like we had 2 weeks just because it felt just the right way and it was glorious. But well, yeah. So routing. What was that, SSM?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. Go ahead, bro.
No. I'm just saying.
Damn it.
And we've lost you, memes, or at least if you were talking, we can't hear you. At least I can.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good.
Yep.
All right. So no, but yes. Aside from me ripping off like one of Professor Peterson's many rules, is the responsibility of the trolling community, because like Cabbage was kind of bringing up in another off hours chat that we had been having. It's just like, yes, though I may be able to do this, it's like he's like, back in the day you at least knew, like, well, it's probably I shouldn't go after this just because it's like, well, I like that and stuff. It's like, and they're not really doing anything. It's like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I'm unsure of how much of a contributing factor it is. Part of me is beginning to think a little bit more and more that the percentage, it would probably make me feel very uncomfortable if I actually figured it out. But how much do you think a lot of this stuff going on right now is just because folks see a market, they get notoriety, you're getting clicks, you're getting more article views, more advertisements. It's just we live in the clickonomy, man.
Okay, but what is it that's bothering you about the clickonomy?
Well, no, it's not necessarily the clickonomy. It's just I don't know, the way Cabbage was describing it, it's like, do we need to see the reemergence or emergence of like a noble troll?
I don't
Well,
really know what that is.
What do you mean by a noble troll? Because I don't think there is such a thing.
Well, that's probably very true, but my response to that would no. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, people like banter and stuff like that. Sometimes it goes a bit off the rails and shit like that. But it's like, all right, back in the day,
No,
what
for real memes, every single one of us in this live stream right now is a troll. Even
Right.
MC being
Am I?
100 fucking you.
Well, you're
in
just
Brian's server. You are a fucking troll, and you know it. You 22-year-old youngin.
I'm
well,
a troll.
it's
What did
all
I
right.
do to anyone?
He's just a handsome furry tiger on the internet, man. He just
Who
chills.
did I troll? I mean,
Talk about abuse.
What?
I mean, I know, I make sarcastic comments on Twitter or something, but I'm not a troll. Well, I mean,
Are you sure?
no, well, I mean, I don't really know what. I think we need
Okay,
to
well
kind of
now you're gonna go down to the
depends-
point where you got to define.
depends what you
troll.
mean. Depends what you mean by troll. I mean,
okay, let's get
Thank you,
it straight.
Professor.
depends
We
what you mean by
all
troll. I
troll.
mean, I think that's the whole purpose of the argument is the
I love how you're changing your voice now.
architecture of being.
Yes.
The architecture of being
Stop
is the what-
deflecting with the Canadians. Just because you
What the architecture of being means when you're talking about what is a troll. I mean,
how dare
I'm
you read
loving-
those article titles and shit and things. But
I'm loving the changing of the voice.
depends what you mean by troll. I mean,
okay, within a reasonable probability that
Mhm.
at some point on your online interactions, it could be inferenced on by at least 1/3 of folks out there that you were trolling, or had a high
Did you-
likelihood of.
Did you like my impersonation?
It was very
It was beautiful.
surprising. It really brought a little joy to my
No,
day.
I mean, I'm a big Peterson fanatic, but he's very, very, imitable, which is, a bit of a detriment to him. But
Do you really think he's just trying to get on with Dr. Oz, or is that actually a bad thing?
well, I think he is self-aware, and he is able to kind of get along with humor directed at himself. But
No. His thing with Dr. Oz, it was. I mean, it was a lot of the pretty much the same stuff he's done, but just every time you're introducing it to a new audience and being able to articulate it in the way that he's been able to, I mean, it is very useful. If you want to go with help as many people as you can, I mean, that's a pretty good way. I mean, it is also a great way to nail down a very lucrative contract as well.
What is the purpose of calling somebody, in your mind, what is the purpose of a troll? What is the troll doing? He's just trying to mock things, right?
It's under the bridge, and
it depends. Sometimes it's like you can give an answer. You can give a trolley answer. You can also give a photo with some text. You can have like the modern meme, if you would. What's it meant to do? It's meant to highlight the point. It's meant to just hit something on a particular person or person's neurons, just that they get it.
No, well, get what? The whole purpose that I
Well,
see from when you're trying to define what a troll is. A troll is somebody who's just trying to, as Cabbage would put it, take the piss out of somebody. Just go out there and anger them, lead them down a trail that you don't necessarily believe in. You're just doing it to poke fun at that individual.
Cabbage is a troll.
So a lot of people, hold on for a second. A lot of people, they say trolling is like the troll under the bridge. But to me, I always thought of it as trolling, like fishing. You know what I'm saying, brother?
I like fishing.
Like you're trolling for a catch.
Possibly.
Does that make sense?
Well,
I never actually thought.
Well, no, the word. Well, I would have thought the word trolling derives. The verb trolling derives from a noun troll.
Yes.
Troll being the
The end of the bridge, or
the mythical creature.
Well, or wait. Was that also a simpler word for like a trolling vessel? Because weren't there also like ships? Like, what is trolling? Basically, you're dragging a net behind a navigable vessel or a vessel.
Oh, I
that's
see.
Well, it's another
it would be
bastardized
troll.
version of English, because when you're pulling a net behind a boat, you're not trolling, you're trawling, actually.
MC. I really hope there wasn't an E in there.
Maybe a superimposition of
No.
troll,
Where did the E come
and
from?
verb.
TRAWL.
No, trolleying.
Trolley.
Trolleying. Where the hell
bad
did
at
I say
spelling.
trolley?
Trolley. What is it that you guys call trolleys? Is it
a train?
Like
Trolley.
a train?
We do have trolleys, but trolleys are generally
Oh, you mean like a tram?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a trolley.
a trolley is generally a single unit, car. That's
we don't have very good trams. Well, no, the trams are reliable.
A carriage.
I wish it was like a tram from freaking like World of Warcraft. That would be sick.
Really. And
Tram,
see what we would call a trolley, you'd call a shopping cart.
Hey, who's pushing my shopping cart?
Shopping cart.
Nice.
Shopping cart.
Chowder.
By the way, were you in Worcester recently setting fires? Have you been taking pointers from
what?
From
What?
40 ounce?
MC.
With 40 ounce here. Oh no.
He will be on the 21st. Well, not on this channel, but on Dodges.
I want 40 ounce.
What? Oh yeah.
He's gonna be my partner.
What? Wait. What? Oh, you guys have a tag team match.
Yeah.
He already is mine.
No, he's mine.
No, he's mine.
What's he going to partner about? What are you arguing?
Transhumanism.
Transhumanism. Okay.
Oh.
Misogyny.
Who are you guys arguing with?
My husband and Quinn.
Oh.
Cabby is going to mod the match.
I've actually got to go now, I'm afraid.
All right. Thank you for joining us and walking us into the actual broadcast, because you said you had to go, but that was about like 25 minutes ago. So thank you.
I have
It's
some
nice talking to you again, Tigerson.
You too, MC. Lovely to speak to you all again. Goodbye.
Peace out, brother.
Bye, Tigerson.
But jumping back to the whole trolling thing. I mean, even V brought this up at one point. He was saying, while I was undercover in my SJW communities, I found rather suspect things where folks were just throwing shit against the wall, and they would see what was sticking. They would just get some chuckles out of it. And I'm not sure if those were his exact words, but I can imagine him saying something akin to that. But no, it gets the old noggin jogging, man. If you actually think about it, it's like, if folks are just doing that because it's like, I just look at like, all right, if you're looking at like the old school, like Warski chat, this, that, or the other thing, it's like, all right, if you take out the 1488s, the whatever words, and like, if you take out that generic, just Nazi mimetic, it's like, actually, even if you just took that out from folks that are just trolling, how much of a difference would that be?
Enough?
In what?
In the entire mimetic. How the hell are folks going to call you Nazis if they're not seeing all this just random? Dude, I really think that mimetic is like playing into that. Like if you took away like the 1488 and like Nazi peppy memes, like I really think that would make a difference, because that gives a lot. Well,
once again, let's go back to what the heck in your
still
opinion,
the right
the purpose
to do it, but I'm just
of trolling.
Oh, what's a troll?
What is the purpose of doing what you call trolling?
Oh, well, I think trolls fall along a very broad spectrum.
I think trolling falls on a very narrow spectrum.
Really?
I would say for the most part, get the goat. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but for the most part, it's trying to get the goat. It's trying to fuck with somebody. For the most part, it's fun. There are the small minority that are dickheads that are going to say bullshit for no reason.
They're
Fair
trying
enough.
to attack. They're trying to, generally what trolling is, whether you like it or not, is you're attacking the character of a specific individual at that time.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to do.
Well, can you attack the character by attacking their idea?
No, they don't. There's no intention of attacking the idea. You will not engage in the idea and attack the idea at all. In fact, you won't even have the argument on that level. It's not about talking about a discussion about relative merits of ideas. It's about character assassination of that individual. And that's what it's been. That's what it's always been.
Well, let's change the tools that we're using here. What if it's a meme? What if it's a meme that takes the piss out of their idea that may have some relevancy?
That's not necessarily a troll, all right? But if it's done for the specific purpose of comparing them to something that they're truly not. For example, calling somebody a Nazi, all right, when you know very well that they're not a Nazi, that they're not an anti-Semite in any way, shape, or form, that they don't believe in the authoritarian mindset. Calling somebody a Nazi is an attempt to do character assassination. It's not an attempt to talk about their ideas. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Character. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, some may call it hate speech.
And they try to do it to just get under their skin, to try and get them to react in a manner that's out of character for them, so that they can continue to justify the character assassination.
Well, it all sounds pretty hateful there. Oh, welcome, Vash.
Yep.
Hey, Vash.
Yeah, I had some time to be able to actually come in.
Welcome.
But
I would still like to know how you're supposed to find this super troll that Memes was talking about earlier.
What? Wait, there's a super troll?
Who's
there's a super munchkin.
You're the one who brought up the super troll.
Oh. There's a super troll?
God, you're dumb.
No. I'm just trying to do like a thorough analysis of basically the level of anger and hatred that we're seeing between folks. Again, maybe we're just noticing it a lot more.
Anger and hatred you see between folks has nothing to do with trolling.
MC,
yes, it does. Sometimes.
I listen to your rants.
Not really.
I would say that there's not exactly as much hatred as some motherfuckers like to pretend it is. And vice versa. Correct?
I would say that's
there are times for that, yeah, but in general, no, I disagree.
Okay, fine.
Because let me explain. Okay, the problem that you're seeing with the rhetoric, especially when you start talking about the political rhetoric, right, it is not that people are disagreeing. It's not that they're yelling at one another, right? And whether you like it or not, a lot of the people who are yelling, they are serious. They are not. It is not an exaggeration to say that they hate one another. Okay.
Well, MC, are we going to actual politicalness versus internet?
The whole purpose of trolling, right, is the whole purpose of trolling has been what? It's been to sit up there and do character assassinations. So you have a justification for that hate. That's what trolling is.
Well, that's okay. No, that's your definition of trolling. Like, for me, it's like, I think maybe Magic Bollocks kind of said it best once back in the day. He's like, I always try to be the gentleman. I'm turning him to Kennedy, so I'm not going to do that. But no, he basically said, it's like, well, there's a line. I'm not quite sure where that line is, but I'll try to straddle that line. Try to stay on the right side, and every once in a while you might dip over, but I don't know.
Do you see people trying to straddle that line and try and stay on that line, or do you see people who are crossing that line intentionally? All right, to demonstrate a point.
Oh, I think people are like dashing away from the fucking dodgeball line right now. As soon as the whistle's blown, people are fucking terrified.
Terrified of what?
Yeah. About getting in trouble for something they do on the internet.
Okay. Why is that?
B, because of the internet.
Because
Because
people
of
are because people
Hell,
are
I'd be afraid of B too.
are moral cowards.
Oh well, people also
Well-
ruin everything. So I mean that. Well, if that's a given, then you just
No,
gotta
that's
account for that.
the purpose. The purpose is to demonstrate character assassination to the point where the other side cedes the field.
What if somebody just says something silly and you're just
No.
poking a little fun at them? You send a
Internet
little
farmers?
picture.
Uh-huh.
What if it's in
What's
good
up,
fun?
Rowdy?
And it's taken out of context. Of course, it's going to be taken out of context because
So
the
it'd be
people who are
considered
taking it out of
trolling by the
context.
individual.
Let me ask a
that-
question:
Yes.
Why is the person taking it out of context?
I don't know. Maybe lack of information.
No,
MC,
No,
that's
that's
not
nonsense.
an always answer.
that's nonsense. If
Nobody's
somebody's
ever been
taking
confused
something
on the
out
internet.
of context, means they know what the context was, all right, or they didn't care enough to find out what the context was. It's one of those two. Okay,
So-
Or
and-
that's
so-
not necessarily true, MC. Maybe they misunderstood how something was written, because there are things that have been written one way but read a different way.
Of course, but once again, you could find that out if you took the time to actually go in there and do some research. All right, to find out what it is.
Or you could just ask
Ask
Well,
who?
that is very true, Sharadi, and very often
the person
we don't.
who wrote it.
Well, you could ask the person who wrote it, but
Well,
what is that going on?
We
Have you
shoot
seen anybody
first
doing
with
that?
words and memes on the internet, and then maybe we care to ask questions later.
When do you see people? All right, where they've gone out of their way to sit up there and go before you go off half cocked. You start asking the person what they exactly mean by that.
Well, MC, here's the
I
thing:
asked.
you're also
I see
scenario
you
of
asked.
actually doing recon and research. Not everybody does that
Right. Okay. And why don't they?
because it's easier to go nuts again on somebody on the internet.
Okay. So basically, you have people going off because what they heard is from someone they what?
Oh, they trust or probably believe it.
That's right. They trust.
Okay.
Okay,
And
but hold on.
and there are too many people that trust other individuals that they know better, that they know are liars, that they know are cheaters, that they know because we've destroyed that value in our society.
Okay, what I'm saying though, MC, is you yourself, sometimes you troll for fun and literally just try to get the goat of somebody, just poking at them. Am I correct?
I will poke at friends of mine in good humor. Different situation entirely.
That's not trolling.
That's all I'm saying.
No, that's joking around with friends. That's not trolling.
Or
What evil intent do I have?
no. I never said evil intent.
Okay,
But all I'm saying is, if you're engaging
malicious
in more or
intent.
less, if you're engaging in the same activity, even if it's to a much lesser degree, even if it falls within that category, are you not kind of doing the same thing? And the only differentiation
No.
we're making here is because of a familial or component or something like that.
There is a familiar component.
Okay.
You can do things and joke
Is that
around
the
in manners with
differentiation of
people.
trolling?
No, because you can joke around with friends of yours. All right. If someone's a friend of yours, if somebody knows you, like you for the most part, we know each other a lot better than we did. You know, you're not a stranger, but I would not say you were a stranger at any point in time at this point. Okay, I can say things to you. I can talk to things about you because we have developed a level of trust between us. All right, I'm not sitting there taking somebody else's word for it. I'm just joking around with you. That's not the same thing.
Is there a reason we shouldn't be able to do that with people we've recently met?
There's people you haven't met or people you don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't do it with people you don't know.
Well, MC, I would poke at you like I would most of the friends I've met in my life. And that's only just talking to you. I might be a smart ass, but I would never try to take it too far. You know what I mean?
Thanks for making me feel like I'm 6 again.
How did I make you feel like you were 6?
You shouldn't get involved with people you don't know.
It's not that you shouldn't get involved with people that you don't know. All right, it's that you should.
It's unfortunately not the worst advice.
It's not. It's not the
I mean,
matter
we
of
could hope
getting
for better,
involved with people, but you should sit up there and walk in wide-eyed about people that you don't know. You should approach other people with caution, not just because they may hurt you, but also because you don't know where their minefields are. Okay, you don't know what is necessarily going to trigger them in a specific manner.
Oh,
right?
well, that's why we're
I'm
supposed
just
to have
gonna eat
society.
the fucking gnome again.
What? What? No.
Make a point.
Leave,
So is
leave my
Vash.
gnome form alone.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I wasn't muted.
Oh, what? Oh my
Really?
God. She's trying to eat
Sorry.
my war mage.
She's a gnome hunter.
No, I'm playing a game.
Well, I mean, Keemstar's still around, so.
I like gnomes.
I played the
They still like it.
DLC of a game called Little Nightmares. I recently just beat it. The DLC makes you the male counterpart to the person that you start off as, which is 6. 7 is who you become in the DLC, and he gets turned into a gnome. It just so happens to be that you get turned into the gnome that 6 eats.
I also hear that 7, 8,
Wait,
9.
6 eats gnomes?
Huh.
Yeah,
What?
7 did eat 9. Wait, is 7 gonna end up with #MeToo?
Well, it's
Well,
consent,
considering that 6 is a girl and 7 is a boy, I doubt it.
right? But I thought beans and cornbread loved to
Hey,
fuck.
that was sexist, because guys can be in
Yeah.
town Me Too.
Oh God, I incite violence and food. We're all going to hell.
Hey, Vash, if I'm sexist, I am the sexiest sexist.
Yeah,
You
probably.
know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
Dude.
walk
I'm
down
telling
the
your
beach
wife.
in my
Dude.
motherfucking thong
Dude.
bikini, and I'm gonna say, "Sup, bitch, bitch, bitch." Okay, I'm done.
Yes.
Sorry.
God damn it, a leech ate me.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem. But
She's
SSM.
no bigger than a fucking hand.
well, leeches can stretch. But so SSM, do 2 positive sexies make a negative sexy?
I'm
How?
not sure. I'm sorry.
How did
Was
you
that loud?
get 2 positive sexies making a negative sexy?
Oh,
Well, I mean, you could have 2 negatives make a positive. I mean, just look at Mr. Bean and his kids.
well, words
Like,
are
it's like,
different.
how the fuck did that come out of that?
Well, he's Mr. Bean.
Hey, kitty lady.
Hey, kitty.
Hello.
Hi, kitty.
called-
How are you?
It's called money.
Well, it's a useful resource. often misspent, but.
He asked the question. I figured I would get the answer, right?
Oh wait, what'd you ask?
He asked, "How did Mr. Bean something like that come out of Mr. Bean?"
Oh, I probably ate it.
It's called money.
Oh, well, yeah, that too.
Oh, I don't think that has anything to do with genetics.
Hold on, wait,
It
hold
does
on,
when
wait.
it attracts the right genetics.
Well, MC, you bring up a very interesting point. Is Mr. Bean a troll?
See,
Mr. Bean
my
a
husband
troll.
would have brought up CRISPR.
What the hell is CRISPR?
Yeah, don't tell MC.
I would say Mr. Bean would probably be like the reference guide to being a troll.
Well, since MC brought
Mr.
up the
Bean?
money thing.
Yeah, like his comedy stuff. It's
Mhm.
kind of trolly if you think about it.
So is Mr. Bean a troll? Let's throw it to the rest
Yeah.
of the panel.
Yes.
Are trolls good or bad?
Well, I think that's
Both.
what we're discussing right
It
now.
can be a bit of both.
I think trolls fall along a very broad spectrum, like the rest of humanity.
There's no gray area for a troll. Some of them just do it for the lulz. Others.
Oh, crap.
Others just want to see the world burn.
Well, hey,
You
just
mean
because I
like,
dressed like Bane
you?
once is
So light them up, boys. Light them up.
And others want to go to the poles. Pokemon, go to the poles!
Hold on.
catch them all.
Memes and Vash. I have to ask both of you guys because you're youngsters. Do you wear skinny jeans? And if you do, you should kick yourself in the nuts.
I started to put on a pair of skinny jeans the other day when I was going out and I don't know trolling for girls. I don't know, but I started to put them on. They were not comfortable. They were purchased by someone else.
And
Maybe
XXX Mrs. Memes?
no, the most recent artist, current, formerly known as Mrs. Memes.
I wear boot.
I was told I looked good in them.
Boot cut jeans work well. Because boot cut jeans, you don't have to tuck the stupid pants into your fucking boots. You put them over it.
I just got new boots.
Oh, I
They're
love
the-
boots.
they're
I have
the
a boot.
same
I
one?
have a boots fetish.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with fashionable footwear.
I have a heel fetish, but I'm getting a stare, so I'm getting out of here.
Oh, well, peace
Oh.
out. Stay dry.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, Sharadi.
But what? Go on.
I think that whenever it comes to trolls, I think that they are the way to tell if somebody's taking something too seriously. They do have a use in the world. They do.
Well, it's chaos. It's basically the internet's version of just I don't know, just man-made. It's internet-made.
You know, I got a
like natural
question.
disasters in some ways.
Why is it that everyone worries about somebody taking things too seriously and nobody worries about people not taking things seriously enough?
Oh,
Because everyone and their grandmother is taking things seriously.
well,
I think that
no,
we're in
I-
the situation that we're in mainly
Well-
because people didn't take things seriously enough.
Well, here's the thing. MC does bring up a good point, and I think this might be where MC and I have some commonality, and till he gets outraged by what I end up saying right now. So, no. As far as different responsibilities, there probably also should be some form of a hierarchy of responsibilities. And all I know is I forget who brought it up the other day, but I'm pretty sure the national debt of the United States is at like $22 trillion, and just nobody seems to care at all. I remember when it was just in like 10 trillion. I'm like, well, this is the country. I mean, like somebody should probably pay attention to this. I mean, the UK. I mean, they were worse than us, and maybe they are still worse or even worse. But yeah, as we're making up words here. No. We're
As the English further descends down in the thing.
Hey, no, a lot of this, I think it just kind of boils down to, I believe MC does have a point. Like, there's certain things that we should probably take a look at. But what I would also say to MC is, what happens if somebody was kind of trolling in that it's like, all right, somebody's saying, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. And somebody counters, it's like, you do realize how much debt we have. Just like a cool little meme, just like putting things in comparison.
It's great to talk about now, but the time to be been talking about that was when?
Well, I'm seeing nobody really still seems to want to talk about it, so we might as well talk about it more now so we can at least say we did something.
The biggest debt
Okay, and that covers what exactly? Saying you did something. Well, at least I was trying to do something.
We're speaking words into existence rather than just be like, meh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, MC.
More than meh.
But do we not owe more money to China than any other place? And
That is
Saudi
incorrect.
Arabia.
The number one country that has our debt is not China. It's actually the UK. The second is China.
You're welcome.
Okay. I did not know that. Continue, boys.
I just realized there's nobody from the UK here.
Yeah. Where is Cabby when we need him?
I know. Well, that's how this conversation started. So I was talking with Cabby, and he's like, it seems like folks are just trying to like burn down like all this stuff all over now. And he's like, it's not even their self-interest. He's like, it doesn't even make sense. And it got me to thinking, like, even back when I was watching one of the Internet Aristocrat videos, it's like, yeah, this is the internet. Why do we do it? We do it because we can. And it's like, yeah, no, I was like, hey, I get it. You can do it. But like, if you're going to be burning everything down, it's like, just because you can burn the world around you to the ground, like, doesn't mean you should.
Man. I will agree with you on the fact that some people, when they start trolling, when they start doing the Jewish questions, start being actually anti-Semitic and really being true pieces of shit, yeah, it kind of bothers me, but I'm not going to judge those assholes for being assholes. You gonna understand?
I mean, like, when you put it the way you did, like, doesn't like a lot of that boil down to just they hate us because they ain't us?
Well, what do you mean us? You're not an us. I consider you, sure, I'm a centrist that swings hard to the right, but I still consider you kind of family, kind of.
Oh,
one of my
well, see, I was going down the way of just, I was trying to make a Jewish joke, and then I kind of forgot that you weren't Jewish.
I don't care. Make a Jewish joke.
No. What I'm saying is,
offend MC.
do you guys remember the movie The Interview?
Yeah.
Okay, when what's his name goes and interviews Kim Jong-il in the movie. So they're going to interview him and stuff like that. And then he pretty much makes at least temporary peace with North Korea. It's like, you know what? They don't understand us, man. It's like, you know what? They hate us because they ain't us. And I mean, a lot of times people, I think far too often kind of act like crabs. And they kind of just, they're all kind of trying to like get out of the pod. And as soon as one of them starts getting too high, they kind of just pull each other back down. It seems like kind of like that. Like if some folks are doing well and you're like, oh, hey, no, hey, I've had a pretty rough, man. It's that guy, he just freaking got it all. It's like,
I mean, you're talking about the far left and the far right, and there are a lot more far left these days than there are far right, but they are both there.
That's the thing. You only see so many. We don't really know. And that's the thing. It's like, rather than us getting to the point of, oh, look, there's all these different groups. There's all, and you know, yeah, hey, you should acknowledge that. But it's like, how do we live in a cohesive society where we're not going out to murder each other, and we can actually like have prosperity and like have good times and actually like look forward to, I don't know, trying to raise future generations.
You know how you know how you get to that point? You know what's required for that point?
What's that, MC?
Trust.
Yes.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, there is no trust for people people like me. There is no trusting leftists.
No, it's hard to trust the leftists.
It's impossible to trust the leftists. They've lied too many times. They have harmed too many people, and they still come back with the same smug attitude of, well, that's just because of you.
Exactly.
And they go out of their way to character assassinate anyone who disagrees with them. And it hasn't stopped. It's not stopping now. You take a look at how the press, which is their propaganda arm, is attacking anybody that they consider an enemy or a conservative. It hasn't changed. So how are you supposed to develop that? Because the problem that you're seeing, memes, isn't the lack of trust of the left has had of conservatives. That hasn't changed.
No, they're trying to.
Is the conservatives no longer trust anything the leftists will say anymore?
Well, I think that's a very observable thing that's going on right now.
They are trying to break down the trust that is the American people. And I'm sorry, anybody that's UK here, but
well, I mean, you can always try. You can always try to divide and conquer, and so I mean that's always been a strategy.
That's been how they've gotten elected. That is their methodology for getting elected. That's their method.
That's a terrible strategy. Well, maybe it's political.
What do you mean it's a horrible strategy? It's worked for how long?
I know, but just because it works doesn't mean I need to like it.
Well, then I guess you shouldn't have been voting for it, should you?
Not always.
Oh, so sometimes it's okay to vote for that strategy? It's sometimes okay to sit up there and turn a blind eye to what they were doing?
I voted for John Kerry.
I know.
I also voted for John McCain and Mitt Romney.
And John McCain and Mitt Romney are what? Are they hardcore rib rock conservatives?
Oh no, I got Romney care from Mitt.
Okay, so the answer is no, right?
No.
All right. So what conservative have you ever voted for?
It's a great question. I haven't had a very broad selection.
To be honest with you, MC, the only time I voted was for Barack the first time, man. And that was a mistake.
Okay.
Oh, he was a cool dude. It made you feel good.
Yeah, until a half a year after, he was like, "Yeah, we can make green energy happen," and it didn't fucking happen. Memes.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing in and of itself.
He's a cool person. He immediately sicked the federal government on any conservative that was out there to try and destroy them. And then he would lie about it to the press, knowing that the press would sit up there and take up the lie. And when the press would sit up there, it isn't just the IRS.
Oh.
MC's not wrong.
Well, I would probably disagree on maybe some of the scale, but then again...
I'll tell you what, you want to see what it's like? Take a look at what happened to Rush Limbaugh when he left New York. Now, Rush Limbaugh hasn't lived in New York for over a decade, and yet every year he gets a statement saying they're going to sit up there and do an audit on him from the state of New York.
Yeah, and my dad told me about that. He makes sure he has like 183 days, or whatever it is. Maybe
no, he can't go in there for a single day without them charging a certain percentage. If he does like a radio show or has anything to do with the radio at all. All right, in the city of New York, those days have to be counted, and he has to pay the taxes on them. And they audit him and try and go through his accounts to make sure that every single day that he's ever traveled through New York, if there was any business at all, they can charge him for business for that day.
That kind of sounds like they're being dicks to him.
Really? And why would that be? Because of what reason? Because he's a celebrity? No, we know that isn't.
Well, they could probably get him for a lot of money, so there's also that incentive.
No, well, there's a lot of celebrities that you could get for a lot of money.
Well, there are also probably folks that are pissed off at him, yeah.
Who's pissed off at him?
I don't know, people in charge.
People in charge are who? The leftists, right?
Well, New York's a fairly democratic
that where the sun rises and sets because they're the good people. They care because they told you they cared, right?
No,
MC. No, well, here's the thing. How many folks on the proverbial other side would just love to just eat Don Lemon right now?
For what reason?
Because they think he's racist.
He is a racist. And?
He's a race baiter and a racist, yes.
Is he?
Yes.
He's a race baiter. Oh, yeah.
Is he a racist, or did he say something that was racist?
He's a racist.
He said a lot.
If one said something that's racist,
everybody,
does that make them racist?
He's okay. Let me ask you a question. Does he sit up there and act on his prejudice? Everyone has prejudices. Oh. All right. What makes a person a racist is when they act on those prejudices. Has he acted on those prejudices?
Well, yeah. He hates
okay, then he is a racist.
MC, here's the one thing. I remember watching that election night, and literally the first 5 minutes after they finally called it and they're like, Donald Trump has won the presidency, my brother's like, I can't believe this is happening. And he's like, wait a second. Where's Don Lemon? I haven't seen him for a while. He's like, shit, they need to do a wellness check. And that mimetic struck. I'm like, holy shit. I'm actually worried for Don Lemon's safety at this moment.
Why?
No, I wouldn't worry.
I don't think he took the election of President Donald Trump that well.
Really?
No, a lot of
Oh,
them.
no, he didn't.
Well, he wasn't
Even-
expecting it, dude.
Even Chris Cuomo called
Many
him
weren't.
last week.
It doesn't matter. He wasn't an adult enough to act like an adult.
Hey, MC, Kitty was trying to say something, Doug.
I'm sorry, Kitty. What were you saying?
Chris Cuomo from CNN called Don Lemon being petty. I think it was last week.
Yeah. Yeah, because he said that Don Lemon came out and said there's no reason for Barack Obama. He shouldn't have shook hands with Donald Trump as he sat down.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh, I saw that nonsense. I thought you showcased that on your show, MC.
No, I actually didn't talk about that at all.
If two men can't have a freaking handshake, it's like that's. I think
Well,
MC,
think
that's
about
one of those things. No, if you're talking about not being able to fly the flag or like not shake another freaking former president's hand, that's crap, man.
Memes. I was watching a thing and even watching the videos, and it would have taken. He would have had to lean over Melania. He would have had to lean over Barack and Michelle.
What are you talking about? He did shake his hand. His comment was...
No, he's talking for the Clintons.
Oh, the Clintons.
No, but even to shake Bill Clinton's hand, Donald Trump would have had to reach over everybody.
Yeah.
Unless he went in front of the fucking... If he went in front of the podium, he could have shook Barack's hand. He could have shook Michelle's... who else was there? MC. Who's the
the seating was deliberate.
You had the Bush, you had Carter, you had all the former presidents that were still alive were there. You had Carter, you had Bush, you had Obama, you had Clinton, and then of course you had the sitting President Trump.
But I'm saying he's President Trump. He could have walked in front and shook everybody's hand. But I'm pretty sure the
didn't want to make it about him.
Hold on, MC. Or not MC. Memes. What I'm trying to say is that it was a time limit, and Trump sat down and he shook as many hands as he could, and that was it.
See, I would say this is maybe one of the few instances in which President Trump wasn't a troll.
Yeah.
You know, Memes, if he had gone to the first row and tried to shake everybody's hands, all the mass media would be calling him on the fact that he disturbed the memorial.
Well, exactly.
And so it was a situation, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Oh, he did what he was going to do. It was his first reaction. Hey, Wolfie.
Hey, Bear Dog.
Wolfie.
Hey, Wolfie.
How's
it going? Long time no see. How are you doing, girl? Can't hear you, though.
I think she's figuring her mic out right now. But no, back to the whole thing. It's like,
hello.
Hey,
there you are.
Hi,
welcome, Wolf Show.
Hi, Wolfie.
We're talking about how trolls are ruining the world potentially.
Okay.
Oh, context. Yeah. So Cabby and I were talking a little bit earlier, and he's like, yeah, folks just seem to just wanting to be to destroy things for destruction's sake, just wanting to see the world burn. And it's like, well, why does it seem that folks are going after things that are not in their self-interest? And it's like, my initial response is, Cabbage, it's the current year, 2018. We have the internet. We do it because we can. Because it brought me back to what was an old Internet Aristocrat video. It's like, the internet, yeah, we do it because we can. But just because you can do something doesn't necessarily mean you should do something. It's like...
Isn't that Jurassic Park, man?
Well, to be fair, Jurassic Park, it convinced me out of being a paleontologist. Because, dude, when I was 7, man, I wanted to go out there to Montana and dig up some dinosaur bones. It was going to be freaking awesome. But then Jurassic Park came out, and I'm like, why would I go dig up dinosaur bones when we can actually just make dinosaurs and I can ride them?
Well, I mean, the point where Jeff Goldblum's like, you never stop to think if you should. You know? That part.
Oh, shit. That's an amazing reference. Thank you.
You didn't catch that reference?
He's
Dude, I'm high as fuck on painkillers.
he's kind of a boring.
How are you doing, by the way? Are you doing okay?
Dude, man, this has been the worst experience of my life. Not gonna lie.
Wait, so what? I'm you don't have to go into it because I remember you kind of got into a fight before. Did something else happen? It sounds like something else happened.
I'm not gonna go into like everything, but I did get shot.
What?
What?
I was at my dealership, and I was shot, and
Where?
this
No, I don't mean where were you. I mean where were you shot?
Where were you shot?
let me look. So if you lift, okay, so you're a woman, Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
If you look under your breast, it's right in between the cleavage.
Well,
Right side.
So did both lungs get punctured?
One got lacerated. I lost my spleen.
did it get to your stomach?
No, thankfully. It did lacerate my pancreas.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a drain in the side for my
Wait,
What?
so
I'm not gonna ask too many details. Was it a vendetta why you got shot, or was it random?
dude, come on. No.
Vendetta.
No. Nothing like that.
No. So speaking of trolls.
Sorry.
Oh. No, I'm trying to awkwardly repivot the discussion back to the original topic.
But I'm alright. I'll be alright. I'll be alright.
No, just come on in. Join us once in a while for a good yield chat. But no, we were talking about how like a lot of the stuff that might be going on, like, is it just because folks are like, we can do it? Because like with the whole like Baby It's Cold Outside song, that like that's playing. Literally, I was listening to Tim Pool when that was happening, and I'm in Wendy's and they're playing Baby It's Cold Outside. And it's giving me a nice warm feeling. It's like, do we really live in a world where I can just take a picture of my receipt, go on to Twitter, tweet at Wendy's, just even from a centrist perspective, and say, Baby It's Cold Outside, problematic rapey tune from years past, or Baby It's Cold Outside, an American classic. It gives me a warm feeling when you listen to it.
It depends on the person, I think.
It's American. It's an American classic. Period. I fucking love that fucking tune.
I don't like it because
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds creepy. But this was even before.
So would you say it sounds a little rapey? Oh, I don't even like.
But even before all the controversy, I never liked the song.
Okay, well, was it the music or was it the lyrics that you didn't like?
I mean, it could be both. I mean, I've read the lyrics, and I don't know.
SSM, okay. Do you identify as a dude?
I don't know, man. If a lady wants to leave and freeze to death, I don't give a fuck. I mean, that's a male way of looking at it, right? It's like you want to freeze your fucking ass off. Get the fuck out. Goodbye.
That's terrible.
I don't.
Holy shit! You're denying a person's shelter. Wow.
I don't.
That's why they keep
if she doesn't want. But if she don't want to stay, then she can go freeze her ass up. I don't give a fuck. No skin off my balls.
She's not saying that she's kicking her out.
No,
right?
I posted a trolling thing that was made by someone really inspired in Matt's General about this song.
Yep.
I like Big Crosby and shit.
No, but if you look at what's
really,
someone made Trump and Hillary singing this song.
That's amazing.
Now, I like Frank Sinatra's voice, but I've never liked Bing Crosby's voice.
Elvis, I even like Elvis's take on the Christmas song.
Well. Here's the thing. Let's go to our resident gentleman who would be familiar with the song, MC. With Baby It's Cold Outside, like, wasn't that more of kind of like the old school, like kind of like courtship of the day?
Well, it was to an extent, all right. But the lyrics are quite a bit, even at that time period. It was quite a bit. They were quite racy. They were quite graphic, all right. But you got to understand that there was the time period there is if you held hands, all right.
you were probably
Let alone
together.
staying at a woman's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Or a man's house.
This was pre belly button rule, wasn't it?
Oh, this was anything
I
like
remember
that.
IG and
Quite
back in the day. Barbara Eden
was quite quite racing. I mean,
rest in peace.
My mother.
No.
I was holding my wife.
No. Shut the fuck up for a second. You know what that song is all about? You know what? You can come and stay and chill in this house here that's warm and there's a fireplace. I'm going to go up in my room and you can come up and fuck me if you want. If not, good luck, bitch.
If you tell MC to shut the fuck up one more time, you and I are going to have a problem.
No, don't worry about it. This is
tell MC to shut the fuck up.
No, that's some canon response.
Yeah, don't take that seriously, little shot.
No, this is clarification. We don't always have it on the internet. Sometimes individuals have been through traumatic experiences and may also be on prescription medication. I mean, these are things that we always have the information of.
Prescription medication? Is that what you're trying to say now? Where the hell did that
shot was on?
He's accusing me of being a drug dealer.
You weren't just shot. Not that I know of. I'm sorry, MC.
I mean, it's whatever.
You guys are fucking awesome. Every last one of you.
I mean, I'm not using it as a crutch. Like, someone was like, "Are you gonna start a fundraiser on YouTube?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I'm not. Are you crazy?"
Wait. You don't have a GoFundMe?
No.
What?
Why?
Because you got shot, and that sucks.
I mean, people have been sending me medical supplies, like.
I mean, you can ask for that. I mean, you could put it towards something or something, just rehabilitation or something. I mean,
no, man, you know how many people have been fucked over on this fucking platform because of assholes? Dude, I don't want to put people through all that bullshit.
Yeah, but people actually give a shit, and you know what? If folks are willing to help out, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Hey, Bear, did you acquire the bullet? Did it stay inside you, or did it go through?
It did not go through. They retrieved most of it. It was a 5.7 round.
Okay.
So it didn't explode on impact, which saved my life.
God.
Is your dealership still okay?
We are moving dealerships, actually.
Okay.
We are moving from the shitty part of town to a better, more secure area.
Good.
Yeah, no, that's a harsh shot. Jesus Christ, man.
Well, I mean, like, if it wasn't for my sternum, I would probably be dead. But it's cool. Like, I didn't come on here to talk all about this and make it all about me and like, oh, poor pity me.
No. You gotta understand, Wolfshot. This is us caring about you. That we do care about you a lot. And I've been wondering what happened to you, and I've only heard rumors about things. I had no one could tell me how to get in contact with you. So don't feel like that you're monopolizing anything that we don't want to talk about. I mean, we want to make sure that you're okay, and I'm grateful that you came on.
AI?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just let's put it this way. Don't hesitate to reach out if you really need our help.
Yes.
I have a hard time in doing that. Mrs. Wolf.
It's us.
I know. Mrs. Wolf wanted to say something on Twitter about what happened, but I felt that it would be better coming from me. Because she's been through enough. She almost lost me, so she has her own fucking shit, you know?
Is she doing all right?
Yeah, because GoFundMe, it's a double-edged sword because it kind of doxes the people. So if you have other means, if you need help, let us know.
I will. I mean, I have that thing called pride. And
I understand. I understand. I have it too. I've been mostly missing in actions because I've been dealing with a rough patch in my real life.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's my dad. He's 87 and he's quietly going away. And it's occupying most of my time. And I'm not a very good company when I'm so down.
Well, if you
But
need someone to
yeah.
talk to, we're all, I'm sure, open to speaking with you about it.
Thank you a lot. Because it kind of gets tiresome. Oh, she's depressed. She's grieving beforehand. Oh, she sucks.
Well, it's better. I mean, you're getting yourself prepared for the inevitable.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm going through a similar situation right now as well. But I mean, it is something
Jesus
we all have
Christ!
Are we ever prepared for that? As much as we logic it all out, we are not prepared.
We need like a prayer group or some shit.
Hey,
commiserating.
We're all perfectly imperfect human beings here. So once we can accept that, then we can move forward.
Now, the coolest thing that's happened is my priest. I'm American Catholic, not Roman Catholic. Let me get that straight. He comes to my house every Sunday to do mass and give me communion because I can't leave the house.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, as gay as it sounds, just talking with someone that's out of the situation, even in your case, might help.
Yeah. I'm trying mostly to stay out of the way and being tough. Yeah, I'm not very good at it. I'm usually dead asleep by this time, and I was rolling on my bed and let me see what people were doing, and memes is life.
And so you chose to join memes. Boy, that was a good choice.
Hey, happens for a reason.
Oh, Mads live streams. Mads goes live and I'm going to bed. I said, fuck again. It's because of daylight saving time. We are having a bigger time difference in time zones.
Well, the reason Mad Dodge has suspended going live on Tuesday so he can make sure that his schoolwork gets done. All right.
It's good for him. Good for him.
So, it is good for him, and he so far he says he's staying on top of it, which I hope he continues.
That's good, man. That's real good. I mean, I haven't been here in like 3 months because, I mean, I've been in and out of the hospital.
Oh, I can imagine.
Trying to do physical therapy and shit, and it's been a rough couple months, and I don't know how Christmas is gonna be, It's just like my dad feels like it's his fault, because he wasn't. Well, I mean, he wasn't there.
Right, and so I believe it or not, I can understand your father's point of view.
We can't rewrite the past here, Han. It's just what it is. I mean, you're still with us and everything. You're still there for your family and everything. And I mean, we just got to take everything. And I'm in absolutely no position to speak on anything like that. I've never been through anything that horrific. But it's just got to move forward. It's just got to take everything what it is. I mean, if we want to write the future, we start right now.
Yeah, man, definitely. And I definitely have a different perspective on a lot of shit. And like when I first came out of the hospital, like it was this damnedest thing. Like food and drink tasted disgusting to me. It was crazy. I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's your body's reaction to things. All right, you have there are keys in your body that will react to certain aspects of things for what your body needs, and so your body is reacting along those lines. Eventually, it'll settle back down once you start to heal back. But it is something that's normal. That's a normal
is that kind of like the same thing when like I stopped eating like sweets and like chocolate and all that stuff for like 3 months. Halloween came around. I ate a couple of pieces of fun-sized candy, and it kind of disgusted me.
Everything is too sweet to me now.
To an extent, but hers is even more severe. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. Like, I just couldn't eat food without it tasting like, I don't know, ash. It was a really weird feeling. I'm sure combat veterans who have been shot have experienced something similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm in therapy with PTSD and all that.
Hey, at least, do you have a cold scar?
Yeah.
Do I have a scar?
Yeah, do you have a cool scar?
They split me from...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
sternum to groin.
No, fuck that. I'm sorry, hon. Oh my God.
Well, they had to find the bullet fragments, and they had to find what other organs were damaged.
Yes.
So... Well, it was
very, very sorry.
No. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just...
Oh.
No, I'm not giving you sympathy.
It's more empathy.
Yeah, it's just saying, God damn, that's harsh.
Well, it was a Kevlar piercing round, is what was used.
Well, what was the reasoning behind it? I missed that.
Some of that I don't want to get into. Some of that I don't want to get into.
Okay.
But if it was any other caliber, I'd probably be dead. Because like a 45 will explode in you.
Yes.
It would rip your chest in half.
It was
the fact that the bullet didn't come all the way out meant that the entire hydrostatic shock was contained within the body, which is actually worse for the human than the bullet punching straight through.
Oh.
So could you imagine like a 357 though, man?
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's all that energy. I mean, that's just horrible.
Well, now that we've entertained going to some of the worst possible places in our minds, I mean, we continue to go down.
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but
I am trying to be kind.
He's having reveries of when he was a pedophile. Apparently, I'm joking memes. I'm joking.
Holy fuck!
The banter.
All right, let me get another Oxycontin. Hold on.
You can say that. You can say that.
Okay. Yeah. Call me a hypocrite. Am I? Absolutely. Yes, especially after trolling such as that, where apparently I offended somebody that claimed to be inoffendable for the second time.
Oh my God! Tell me the story. Tell me a story, memes.
Oh God! So I was on a stream with Mr. Ogre the other day. And,
there's your first fucking mistake.
Well, Vash was there, so we had two dark in there, and Mr. Ogre, it was kind of around time for him to, I don't know, kind of do the whole self-immolating thing. So we happened to be around, and he was small. Dude, we were talking some really deep topics and stuff. I mean, it was an enjoyable conversation, and he kept drinking, and as per usual, once a number of things were mixed, and 17 to 20 beers later, there were some accusations made. I guess apparently somebody was saying like he was like a pedo or something like that. And Vash had brought that up. And at one point I'm like, well, these are very substantial charges. And before I could say substantial charges will require substantial evidence, he went by Google definition number 2. I was going by number 1, which to be fair, it was the 7th word in, but it was still also a definition. I was using as major. He thought it was substantive. He thought that I was calling him a pedo, and apparently I explained it, dude. I even screen shared and everything. I was using the words and shit, and he even acknowledged at one point, well, maybe it was just the person it was coming from, which, to be fair, would completely make sense if you factor in the orienting reflex in human beings, because if you're focused on something you weren't expecting, it's a novel occurrence, you get thrown into chaos. Sometimes you go into the fight or flight scenario, and he happened to choose to rant for a bit. But.
I mean, once you call someone a pedophile, that's kind of like the whole conversation stops and is like, what the fuck?
Oh, no. I also factored in the level of intoxication and stuff. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But it's like, it was the sheer fact. It's like, wait a second. Am I being asked to apologize for something that I wasn't even meant as an insult?
No.
Especially on a very libertarian channel where a lot of the premises don't apologize. And the counterbalance of coming from me, who apologizes for pretty much most anything, but
you were right.
on some things, man, I gotta hold my guns. And here's the thing: I truly think there's something to that eerily, creepily like Master Roshi gentleman that kind of just is by himself, and just the dude. One time he's wearing that Hawaiian shirt and the hat. He looked exactly like Master Roshi, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna look at him as the wise master. I'm just going to assume any trolly shit that he does is a form of a test. So I'm like, all right, if I manage to offend the man again and stuff, I will not apologize on the principle that I believe in him.
the convolutions of your logic are impressive. I mean,
I've watched a lot of anime. No, actually not that much.
I mean, to call someone a pedophile, you have to have serious evidence to back up.
Yeah,
yes, very much so. I mean, but you weren't doing that, and somebody overreacted to what they were thinking rather than, well, not thinking, what they were feeling about an issue.
MC is exactly right. They were feeling instead of thinking.
Yeah. Well, it was also one of those things where it's like he did also, I think at one point, cut a promo to basically say he was potentially going to go after, because I mean, if you are actually going to slander a person and stuff, and it was viewed by like 834 people, it's like, oh, I don't know. I guess you could.
Does this have something to do with COG?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
All this fucking I come back, and Tonka and Worski are gonna fight for real, and then
no, they're not. They're gonna bitch out.
Well, wasn't that part of the angle? It's like somebody. The thing my dad always told me, it's like you don't sue anybody that doesn't have money. That's why it's like when you had that or the case where the judge was suing the dry cleaners for $57 million because of his pants. It's like, they don't have $57 million. You're just doing that to be an asshole. But it's gone.
Bear. I don't think that Andy and Tonka are actually going to fight. I think one of them are going to bitch out, and then we'll see that. And if they do fight, that'll be hilarious. Could you imagine the slapping?
I don't think.
No. If you could actually
trade it. Slap. I really don't. If it does come to an actual fight, I think that the fists are going to get thrown.
Oh, I think Tonkasaw is going to fucking tear his goddamn head off. But
why would you expect that? I think Tonkasaw outweighs him by what? Holy cow!
You don't know.
I don't know, man. You can't. It's the size of the fight in the dog, not the.
Do you see Worski as a fighter?
No, but I definitely do.
Did you ever see him as a successful talk show host?
Oh.
I can see it as Jerry Springer, yeah.
No, because that did happen.
I do agree with the Sith that something's gonna happen. Someone's gonna bitch out, and then I see all this pedo shit with COG and fucking what's that guy's name? Broski and Cancer and all the shit, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? What did I just come back to?
Drama. That's good.
Well, it's a
Drama.
lot of chaos. It's a lot of chaos. I think again, we need to either be better wizards or better hedgehogs and work on chaos control.
I blame memes.
I don't know. I think our group is pretty decent and chill.
I always viewed you as an echidna.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
Dude, I just want to play Red Dead.
Okay.
You want to play Red Dead Redemption? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
that's all I want to do is play Red Dead 2 without my...
Well, seeing as Wolfshot wants to play Red Dead 2, it's probably a good time to wrap it up here. Any final thoughts on... is there... Oh, I actually said responsibility. Yeah, is there any responsibility for the trolling community?
No. Why should there be? I think...
Why are we wrapping this up?
I don't know. Asking.
We've been on for like an hour and a half or so. And
Oh, okay, sorry.
Only an hour and a half.
oh, we can
Keep
still
it
hang
going,
out and
kid.
stuff after.
All right.
I know. I ruin everything. So,
No,
anyone else?
I can't play Red Dead because I can't sit for very long because of my stomach. So it's like I have this really cool game and I can't fucking play it.
Oh, look at the box.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
How helpful is that?
It's like a blind man picking out his favorite porno.
What? You don't like looking at the box? I saw artwork on a lot of those games.
God damn.
You guys
dude.
never looked at the box?
You're killing my boner, dude.
It's like you can't have sex with your wife, so you're gonna have to watch her have sex with somebody else. What kind of shit does that mean?
Well, you can read the manual.
Dude, that's another thing.
Wait, we just went into jumps.
I can't fucking
She wasn't
have
a Mrs. Memes at the time.
I can't have sex. I
I'm
can't
sorry.
I can't touch my wife. It's been like 3 months. I could fuck a chair right now.
When are they giving you the clearance soon?
Dude, I don't know when I have to be fully healed to.
Oh, no, go Rocky.
No.
No.
No, just put your life to that soundtrack. Once they give you the clearance, you're back.
There's something called reality memes. I know that you don't like dwelling in it. But it does exist.
Hey. You're saying the mind can't help with healing, being in a positive mindset.
Okay, your mind can help with healing. I'm not denying that, but what you're pushing is not that. All right, there comes a point where there's something called reality, and your body heals only at a certain rate, and trying to push it at times, all right, will only cause her more damage.
Yeah, they cut into my abs, and if you know how to, when you come, your abs kind of have.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I could fuck a chair right now.
Jesus Christ, woman.
So
biology.
I feel bad for making fun of chair view. That one time, when I was like, it hurts when you come. Well, guess what? Now it hurts when I come.
All right, I think we've come full circle here from listening to a wise furry at our intro to listening to a wise furry in our outro here. So, what have we learned? Trolls are not responsible for anything, but well, hey, we're on the internet. So, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you all later. Peace.